I got to be a bit much there, but hey, we'll take it. Wait, doesn't the fucking the computer moves a bit. Bubba, you're fine. Give me just a second, then we'll get right into it. What you want me to do? I'm not letting you get my slippers. This is what that is. That's not well, yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I can't. Dude, I want to, but they're on a trial. Hey, what's up? Oh shit. W? The fuck you trying to do here? Hell no. Calm down. There's no reason for you to be crying. You're on a food truck. I know. What? Want your pet? Come here. I'll pet you. I will pet Bonzo. I'm not gonna pet you if you try to attack me. We should be good now. What up? Oh. Well. Let's get this shit. The end is never. The end is never. No, just wait for it to load. Ooh. Fuck yeah. Jarvis, jerk it for me at 5 seconds. Or, oh wait. That wasn't going how I wanted it to. I'm gonna stop with that joke. Jarvis, stroke it at 60 beats per minute. Oh.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
I'm Stanley.
Stanley
I don't know why I
worked
put
for
my
a
forehead.
company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard.
Like I'm
Orders
doing right
came to him
now.
through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push.
Like what you guys do with me. Joking, joking,
This is
joking.
what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the
I love my office job.
though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
The fuck I was.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something
Good
that would
boy.
forever change Stanley.
A parable?
Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
So here's where my stubbornness starts, I guess. Why? Why am I going to listen to this British man command me and tell me what orders I have to do? Didn't George fight for my freedom back in the 1780s? And this British guy is trying to tell me what to do? Sir, we broke off from you years ago. I don't know who you think you are. At all. Telling me what to do. Go make some fucking beans and mash.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Oh no, my
What could it
coworkers
mean?
are gone.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Go to the meeting room.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the
Fuck
office,
yeah, I did.
but it didn't make a single difference. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a
Oh,
trace
shut that
of his
computer off.
co-workers.
Can I turn it back on? Hold on. Lay down. Harry Potter's weird Uncle Jeff. Jeff the Lone Shark. I can turn that one off too. Hold on. Hold on. Now we're. Let me in. Let me in. Come on. You have a plan outside of it too, dude. Let me in. Huh, huh. Open sesame. You know, it didn't work in SpongeBob. Why would it work here? The fuck is there a ladder? Nope. Nope. True.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left.
Enter the door on my left. Ah, boy.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Yep.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first,
Sure.
just to admire it.
Or maybe I just don't want to listen to a British man tell me what to do. See, we got beef, homie.
Yes.
We
truly
got
a room worth
ancestral
admiring.
beef.
It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
I'm trying to drink, motherfucker. I don't know what you're talking about. How am I gonna drink if you're not gonna give me a goddamn thing to drink?
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
My left click does something.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's
Beautiful
possible
paintings.
that this is why everyone left. But at last, he
Maybe
had
it
enough of the
is.
amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Hey, don't say that about me. So you're gonna charge me $5,000 if I kill myself?
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, but in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Well, fuck yeah, they do. Expect the unexpected, you British fucker.
All of his courage was gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah, you ain't expecting that shit, were you?
When Stanley
That's
came
called
to a set
subtle
of
clip
2 open
farming.
doors, he entered the door on his left.
Subtle clip farming, it's the greatest.
Yet there was not
Can
a
I draw a
single
dick?
person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Oh, broom closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on
Nope,
track.
I'm hiding. I'm chilling. I was gonna say.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow.
The
Just
joke
an
can write
empty
itself.
broom closet. No reason to still be here.
Yeah.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
What the fuck?
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility
Is
of
this the
facing
car
his
you're gonna
boss,
throw me in after you
admitting he
murder
had
me?
left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example,
Maybe I am
why
crazy,
couldn't he
Chad.
see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating?
Are they?
No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh,
Yeah.
what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation.
Was that
His
coffee there
co-workers
before?
weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job.
Get
He
down.
wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this
Yeah,
while I'm
it was
still
there.
lucid.
Okay.
So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
What the fuck?
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It
Oh,
was so
fuck yeah.
much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and
You ain't
thinking?
dictate shit that I'm
Now the
doing, bud.
voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this
Alright,
voice
I said,
spoke
let's
to
take
all
you
people
walking.
in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is
Sure.
as awake right now
That's what we'll
as
say.
he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just...
Oh no.
He would prove it.
The voice
He
is a
would
part
prove
of
that
me.
he was in control.
I'm
That
British.
this was a dream. So he
No.
closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He
I
felt
was
the
walking,
cool weight of
motherfucker.
the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want.
I feel like you're
I
just
want
trying
my
to coax
apartment
me into working
and my
this
wife
job.
And my job. All I want is my life exactly the
Could
way
be
it's
wrong, but
always
it just sounds
been.
like you're trying to coax me into
My
working,
life
homie.
is normal. I am normal. Everything will be
Yeah,
fine.
say that.
I am okay. Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Bonzo, your vibe.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Mariella.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work.
Oh,
But
well,
on this particular day, her walk was
that's
interrupted by
rough.
the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk.
Sounds like
And although she
me.
would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal.
Get down.
I am sane. I am in control of my mind.
Sure you are.
I know what is real and what isn't.
No, you don't.
It was comforting
You don't
to
know
think
shit.
this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Well, there we go. That was a Stanley Parable. Nice little, like,